Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to build a cup and lid assembly and show you how to make it work so that the lid will actually open and close and not clip into the water bottle. So first things first, I'm going to start with the parts that I already have open, that I've already made. For example, here's the cup there's the lid. You're going to have to make sure that you have those parts already. So I'm going to click on New, and instead of Part, I'm going to do Assembly this time. I'm going to click OK, and now it's prompting me to add in these parts. I need to have these created before I do this step, otherwise I won't be able to make the assembly. So I'm going to click on my cup first, add that in, and then I'm going to go up to my Assembly tab for Insert Components and insert the lid. You could also hit the Browse button over here if this window doesn't automatically pop up for you. Okay. Next, I'm going to use my Mate tool, and I'm going to select this flat cylindrical face here, and I'm also going to click on either the inside or the outside of my lid. I'm going to click on the inside, and you can see automatically it's going to add a mate, and it's concentric, and there's also this lock rotation option. I'm going to go ahead and lock rotation. You can also see that that button is right there. Two spots for it. And so now I'm going to hit the green check mark. The mate is now down here. Once I hit the green check mark, it will fully close out of the mate window, and you can see the mate is right here. If for whatever reason I wanted to have the lid actually be able to rotate, so right now if I was to try to open and close it, this can go through my cup. If I was to right click, you can actually unlock rotation, and so now when I try to move it, I'm able to rotate the lid. It's not really what I want to do. It makes our model unnecessarily complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that back. So just lock rotation again. There we go. Okay, now if I tried to move the cup, it's saying that it cannot be moved because it is fixed. Well, the reason it's fixed is because that was the first part that I placed in my assembly. If I ever wanted to move it for whatever reason, if I right click on it and go to float, now I'm able to move the cup, and then once I'm happy with it, I can right click on it again and go back to fix. That will lock this in place. Next, I'm going to use my mate tool again, and this time I'm going to use an advanced mate. So I'm going to go to the advanced tab and click on the distance. This is actually going to allow it to move between a maximum and a minimum distance. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of the flat surfaces of my lid here, and then I'm going to select the bottom of my cup here. So those two surfaces, and now this is going to give me the distance between the bottom of my cup and the bottom of my lid, but I want it to be way up here, so I'm going to change the minimum to be, let's try 200 and see how that looks. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I got the minimum as 200. The maximum now I need to change, let's say, I don't know, 210 perhaps. And then, so I should say, this bottom window here, this is my minimum. The one above that, this is my maximum. And then the one up here is more of a preview. So if I wanted to see the distance between 200 and 210, maybe let's say 205. So 205, I hit enter. Now it's going to change it to look, like where it would be. Now if I change this to 210, you can see the lid moves up, but I still have my maximum and minimum dimensions here. So let me see what 200 looks like. 200's a little tall, so let me change this to maybe 185. And let me change this to be 185. Okay, let's try this 180 instead. That looks pretty dang close. Just about spot on. There might be a little bit of clipping, but for the sake of this example, I'm not going to worry about it. And now the maximum. You can actually change your minimum and maximum values with this preview window, which is kind of nice. So maybe instead of 180, let's add 50 to that. So that's going to be, what is that, 230? So 230. There we go. And you can see that that auto updated my maximum value as well. Alright, I'm going to click the green check mark. And now you can see my two mates here underneath the mate tab. And then when I click and drag, I can open and close the lid. For this next step, make sure that the lid is fully closed. You don't want it to be, kind of halfway open, just kind of hanging out in space. You want to fully close it, make sure it's all the way down. I'm going to click on Motion Study and select my motor option. Actually, sorry, before I do that, I'm going to right click on Orientation and Camera Views and disable playback of view keys. This can be pretty annoying when you're trying to do stuff. So disable playback of view keys. Now I'm going to click on motor, linear motor, and I'm going to select one of these flat surfaces on my lid. So I guess that surface is fine. Here you can see the arrows pointing up. If it's not for whatever reason, you can always change it with this arrow over here. Alright, so lid going up, that looks good. Instead of constant speed, I want it to be oscillating, so the lid will open and close. And for me, I did the maximum distance of 50. You'll have to think back to your distance mate that you added, if it's 50 or 30 or 100, whatever you decided. That'll have to be the same. And I'm going to hit the OK check mark. And so it added from 0 to 5. I'm going to drag this black diamond down to 1 and click on the Calculate Motion Study button. And I have my playback on loop. Yours might be on normal when you first start playing it, so it's going to just do one playthrough. I'm going to do loop instead. And it looks pretty jerky. It's not very smooth, so I'm going to go over to this gear here. And instead of 8 frames per second, I'm going to bump this up to 100 frames per second. And hit the green check mark there. And now if I play it again, it's still jerky. It doesn't look very good. So I'm going to recalculate. There we go. Now that's looking a little nicer. Much more smooth. At this step, if you ever wanted to change your linear motor, make sure that your time slider is all the way at the beginning at 0 seconds, and then you can right click on it and click on Edit Feature. And then whatever you change, so for me I got 50 millimeters, 1 hertz with no offset. That's probably what you'll want too. Anyways, that's how you'll change it. If you decide to change it like partway through, let me edit feature and make this 2 hertz. Now that should have, did I not do that right? Perhaps I need to change this to be like 75. Very strange. Maybe I should recalculate it. Yeah, there we go. It'll get mad. Normally it should pop up with another diamond here. I'm not really sure why it's not appearing. Perhaps it's a setting that I have turned on here, but let me recalculate with the correct settings. Alright, so now in order to save this, I'm going to click on the Save Animation option, and in my Yeti folder, you want to make a new folder, and so for example I made animation. I'm going to go into my animation folder here, and this is where you'll want to save your stuff. You'll want to change it to be a series of JPEGs, and you're also going to want to have your frames per second match what you used in your settings. So for me it's going to be 100. Once I do that, I'm going to save, and it's going to go through and think a bunch and save 101 pictures to this animation folder. Once there, you'll want to locate those pictures and upload them to easygif.com or any free GIF maker software, website, whatever, that will allow you to put all of those images into an animated GIF. And once you do that, you can turn it in and you're done. Good luck.